Alrighty guys, this is the 4:30 lesson and I'm ready to go. Kate, look up here. Now she's ready to go. And so hopefully you're ready to go. And so what you'll need on this one is side 1. There's a side 2. And then there's a little side 3 that has just 3 problems on it, but wasn't that clear, so I wanted to close up. Okay, so these problems, let's do an objective. Let's see. Objective, and this is 4:30. Learn to do word problems with sequence or arithmetic or geometric sequences / series. So before you get stressed out about this, these are pretty simple word problems. This is where you have a pattern of numbers. If it's arithmetic, then the pattern is plus and minus. And we called it D, but it hardly matters what we call it. And if it was geometric, then it was multiplication. And the way you found it was, if this is the second term and this is the first term, you just divided, okay? And sequence means you want a term. Like say maybe they ask you for the 4th term. Series means add up the terms. Now, none of the word problems are going to have arithmetic, geometric, sequence, or series as words in the problem. And if you knew nothing about these, you'd still be able to do them, okay? So I'm going to run through quite a few problems just to make sure I want to do enough so there's no nervousness, since we can't be in class, and I can undo that nervousness, because there really is nothing to be nervous about. Okay, so well, I mean, other than the virus, we could be nervous about that, but not about these word problems. That's not funny. You know, Ms. Hambrick and I were talking the other day, and one of the things I mentioned that is the hardest about this is, I shouldn't even be saying this, but it's hard for, as I'm looking out at the empty seats, I can't believe that we won't be together like we've been so many times during this year in the group that we were, you know, for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th period. And I correct the homework in the class, and I look where every time I picture you and look at your empty seat. And somehow that helps connect, but still. But that's what it is. And so anyway, let's move on. Okay, so this is side 1, and we're doing number 1. Okay, so Silva runs 2 miles further each week than she ran before. And you know you're going to have some blanks. The first week she ran 3 miles. If she keeps up this pattern, how many miles will she be able to run at the end of the 5th week? Okay, first thing we do, we need 5 blanks. So we're going to be given probably one of these blanks and then a way to go between them. So Silva runs 2 miles further. That's how much it changes. And the first week, she ran 3 miles, okay? And then further means that's how she changed. And if I said, I ran 2 miles further than you, and you ran 5 miles, I know you wouldn't say I ran 10 miles, you'd say 7 miles. Yes, it's plus. So you take the plus 2 to 5, plus 2 is 7, plus 2 is 9, plus 2 is 11. And it asks you at the end of the 5th week, versus it doesn't ask you the total, so there's your answer, okay? And since I'm giving you the answers, you could try this with multiplication and you'll see that you didn't get the answer. You learn from it and then change it. Let's do, Let's do number 8. So, Diana's starting salary was $12,000. So that's going to be our first space. She received an 8%, we'll come back to that, raise at the beginning of each year. Find her total salary for the first 5 years. So we need 5 blanks. And when you're given a percent, this means multiplication. And if you're given percent change, what you need to do to get the factor is you take 1 plus the percent change. And that's 0.08, so that equals 1.08. And that's what you use to multiply going up, okay? So when they give you percent change, that's what you do. If it said that it went down by 8%, you'd go 1 plus a negative 0.08, and you'd get 0.92. Okay, so, okay, looking for my calculator. Kate clearly stole it. Kate, where's my calculator? I'm coming back. I'm gonna find it really quickly. I hope. Oh, got it. Sorry. See, isn't this just like normal class where I can't find my stupid calculator and often it's just right in front of me. Okay, so we're going 12,000 times 1.08 is 12,960, and then times 1.08 equals, you can round to the nearest whole number, 13997 times 1.08 is 15117 times 1.08 equals 16,326. And it says find the total, so not that. Now we need to add them up. So 12,000 plus 12960 plus 13997 plus 15117 plus 16,326 equals 70,400. And on all the problems you can round off so you don't need to get it to the cent. Okay? Now, let's say you weren't sure and you tried the 8% as adding and subtracting. It wouldn't make sense. So if you do it with adding and subtracting, it's supposed to be multiplication, it'll be pretty obvious pretty quickly. Let's do 14. So 14, a storage tank holds 1/3, 963 gallon of gasoline. If a third of the gasoline is released each time the valve's operated, how much gasoline will remain after the 4th time the valve's released? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we start with 963. And let's see. So we want to know how much is left in the tank. So if a third goes away, what's left is 2/3. Or said another way, you're going to add, this is the change, negative 1/3 equals 2/3. and you could use 0.67 if you wanted to. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. So here's the first time the valve was open. Here's the second time. Here's the third time. And actually, we need a fifth space here because we need 4 valves opening. Now again, if you got to this space and you got the wrong answer, then you'd see that you need to do something more. So let's use decimal. Okay, so 963 times 0.67 equals 645. Oopsie, 645 times 0.67 is 432 times 0.67 is 289 or 290. And you would have noticed, oh, but that's not the answer. And then you might have realized that you need to do it one more time. And you get 194. And that is close enough to 190. And it's all due to rounding. So if you took bigger over smaller, you'd get less than 0.05. You get 1.02, so it's within 5%. Okay, you don't need to do that calculation, I think you can tell. Okay, so a few things I'm just going to mention without doing. On number 5 in this page, triple means times 3. That's how you go between. Doubled means times 2. Increased is a plus thing. We already discussed percent. More is a plus thing. Okay. Let's do on side 2, number 2. So in one section of a stadium, the front row has 40 seats. And we're gonna have a bunch of rows, so that must be our first space. Each row after the first row has 2 more seats than the previous row. If this section of the stadium has 15 rows, how many people can be seated in the section? So we need 15 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay? And each row has 2 more seats. More, like I just said, is a plus thing. So if this is the first row, then you have 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, 60, 62, 64, 66, 68. So it didn't ask you how many people in the 15th row. It wants to know how many people can be seated in this section, which means all the rows. So you're gonna have to add these up. And that should give you the answer. Okay, so let's go for it. So 40 plus 42 plus 44 plus 46 plus 48 plus 50 plus 52 plus 54 plus 56 plus 58 plus 60 plus 62 plus 64 plus 66 plus 68 equals 810. There we go. Okay, let's do number 3, and this will probably be it. So June has a job which pays $19,200 the first year. The second year, it's $20,100. Third year is $2,100 or $21,000. and we want the total amount of money she will earn in year 7. Okay, so it gave us 3 of the years. So then we need 4, 5, 6, 7, and there's our answer. So when you have something like this, you need to see if it's R or D. So let's try R first because it's easier. I mean D first. So if we subtract these, you get 900. And then if we subtract these two, you get 900. So you know that you're going by plus 900. If it was R, then you'd go like this, and this, and you'd get the same number, but you wouldn't. It will only be one or the other. So as soon as you see one works, you're good to go, move on. So you don't need to do this part. If you can tell, if the first one you check is 9, you can tell, or you could just tell by looking. Okay, so 900, so plus 900 would be 21,000 plus 900 is 21,900 plus 900 is 22,800 plus 900 is 23,700 plus 900 equals 24,600. It wants to know the total, so we have to add these up. So it didn't want to know just year 7, it wanted to know the total. So 19,200 plus 19,200 plus 2,100 plus 21 plus 21,900 plus 22,800 plus 23,700 plus 24,600 equals 153300. And there's your answer. Okay, so let's see if there's anything else that, okay, quadruples times 4. Depreciates means go down in value. So the value that's left, you'd go 1 plus negative 0.20. So what you need to do your series is 0.80, okay? Okay, I think you're good. All right, so that's it for this lesson, and we'll be moving into a new topic with the next lesson. All right, take care. I'm good. Kate needs a nap. Okay, bye, take care.